It's why we love horror. I'm John Maher. That's Aaron Brooks. We're watching a ton of stuff that's hitting streaming and theaters. It's like an October rush week, but in November.
Yes.
How are you feeling today?
I'm good. This is a Shudder original that we're covering again this week. I think it came out last week, but I came across it this week. And after I got about 20 minutes into it, I was like, we're going to need to review this. So it's So Torn is the name of the movie. There's the poster. That looks like 20% of indie movies have come out in the last 5 years, if I'm being honest.
Just the collage of people and the
color
pastel
scheme. It's it's just like that Yuma County movie, or whatever that movie that came out.
Last Stop in Yuma County. Or
Last Stop in Yuma County, which was also very good. So this is I guess just a way of telling you this is a good indie, quirky horror movie. I guess that's just what that poster tells us.
It's we can definitely classify this as horror. It's kind of like a crime suspense horror, I guess, is the best way. Yeah.
I would definitely say it's a horror, though. I mean, it's it's pretty gory. There's gory moments in the movie. The main character of Barbara, definitely kind of fits in that pantheon of weird, possibly autistic leads.
Yeah, it's weird you watched May, and then we kind of go into this movie relatively soon thereafter, because she is a May type for sure.
I don't know if that's just me seeing every movie as May. Now I've seen May or not, but I kind of thought that. You want to give a shot at a synopsis for this?
Sure. Barbara is probably the most skilled seamstress ever. However, she's just recently lost her mother, and the combination of, I guess, the depression around that and the fact that her skills are so specific that her business is her skills are so specific that no one would really hire her.
Yeah.
And it seems like everyone's just doing it conventionally. Anyway, one day she comes across a crime scene, a drug deal gone bad, and she sees a case of money, and the movie kind of pauses. And then we get basically the modern version of Run Lola Run, where we see 3 different things that could have happened. Actually, there's a 4th coda. Oh, that could have happened to her. And we see how it all plays out.
Choices, choices, choices.
That is the tagline of the movie. Choices, choices, choices. And I think it's a good point here to toss up spoilers. Why not? Just in case we spoil anything.
Yeah.
I think all the actors are good too, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was pretty hooked right away from that premise. I think it also helps that I guess this is what the short was based on as well. But you were telling me kind of the first setup we have, it ends up in retrospect being one of the best setups of the movie. Maybe the later one with the dancing in the restaurant. I really like that one as well.
Everything was good. There's 3 major I would say, okay, so, but just this was a short movie first in 2019, and basically it is just the premise is what if a woman is so skilled with needles and threads and pulleys and everything that she could basically manipulate. It's like MacGyver. She's like MacGyver basically.
She's Jitsu.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, we get that, and then she's able to, when she comes across this crime scene, she rigs it so that these 2 guys who have already shot each other, they're not dead, but they're wounded. She rigs it so she drags their guns to them perfectly at the same time by driving her car away. So using physics and trigonometry is able to
strongest sewing threads in the world.
Yes, and the threads never break. Maybe a small nitpick. And gets the guns, and they shoot each other again. And then she makes off with the case. So you gotta you get that whole No Country for Old Men. This is Run Lola Run, No Country for Old Men in Switzerland is what this movie is.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not trying to be those at the same point. And No Country for Young Seamstresses, one of the top Letterboxd reviews there. So definitely other people. You're able to see the movies this is paying homage to, it's borrowing from, it's using to meld its own movie together. This isn't the most original movie of the year. I will say that. It's just a really solid, fun watch. And I thought that on top of it all, the colors and the cinematography in this movie were an extra step above what they could have been in this situation, which
Yeah, I think the cinematography is phenomenal, especially given the premise.
Yes.
Like we have all these like Rube Goldberg kind of like needle and thread contraptions that she builds on the fly,
Right.
and the way they shoot all those scenes, like things flying around corners, and it's done extremely well.
Yeah, and they could have easily just shown the beginning and end of the trap and the trap happening and kind of this like yada yada its way through the trap and just like been like, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to revenge in the trap. But like it shows you the entire thing. So for some people, it's like the setup after the second or third time, it's going to be a little bit like, oh my God, we have to watch the whole thing again. For me, like I felt it was like a good commitment to the bit. Also, like with regards to the tone, I was really happy with how the humor worked into the story throughout it, which was mostly through the notary police officer.
Yeah, all the secondary characters are funny. Like we have her one customer who treats her like shit.
Yeah,
and she's getting married. Yeah, she's like a bridezilla. She keeps showing up no matter what happens. And then we have your favorite character, my favorite character, the police chief, only police officer in the town / notary / wedding officiant.
Yes,
and she runs everything out of one building in this town. And
and that all comes
like 80 years. She's also like 80 years old.
Yeah, and and it's Kay Callan. She's been in like a ton of like great movies, like like other movies where it's like, oh, I've definitely seen her around, but like it was just cool to see her in a movie like this. And her character just in the second segment where it was called The Police. 3 options are perfect crime, call the police, drive away.
Yes, those are her 3 options, and they're all.
And I love the imagery with the sewing machine. Like that is so fucking cool. Like, and it totally worked for me throughout the movie. When it's like, I'm trying to think of what it's similar to, but like, it definitely reminded me of something. I can't put my hand plates on it though. Between Barbara and the sewing machine, like how that was, it was like just really an interesting dynamic that like I like that they never acknowledged it, just kind of showing it weaves into the movie perfectly. But
I think the one thing we're not talking about, I would shout out John Lynch as like the antagonist bad guy, like the crime boss. That he's like a crime boss / cleaner that shows up to like right everything, and he does an excellent job just as like a I guess like just like a misanthropic kind of menace character, because he's like, fuck it, you saw me, you gotta die. He's the Anton Chigurh character in this movie.
No, I don't think this movie would hide from saying that No Country for Old Men is one of its #1 inspirations, while taking such a different approach, obviously, with like the humor and everything. Everything was really good. Like I kind of really have been enjoying more and more movies with less dialogue as well, and this movie does have a ton of time where there's no dialogue.
Yeah, she doesn't speak much.
No,
Barbara doesn't speak much.
No, Eve Conley plays Barbara, and then unfortunately, an actor who I've liked since Bodied is Callum Worthy. He plays the other person involved in the accident who's not wearing that motorcycle helmet, and like he doesn't have a lot of lines, and I was just like, I was a little bummed out by that because I like this actor. I don't think he's had a lot of breakout performances yet. He's been in like a lot of movies you probably just not watch or haven't watched since you were a child, but like he is really good. Check out Bodied if you can. It's on Prime. Not a horror movie, but a great movie with Callum Worthy where he talks a whole bunch because he's rapping and he's like a progressive, like woke kid. So very interesting movie. But back to this movie. The second segment, I think when we get to see Miss Engel doing all 3 of her jobs at the same time. She was being a notary. She was in the notary, officiating the wedding, and being a police officer because she had them all locked up in her office. And then they start to like do their own shit in there. It's just like, it's just a fun time throughout. Like this isn't the best movie of the year, but it's really good for what it is.
I would agree.
I feel like Freddie McDonald has definitely got my attention now, the director.
Yeah, I would say, and like all of the contraptions she does, I think the most impressive one is in the police station where she rigs like a lasso blowgun.
Yes.
To like try to retrieve the keys, and it's like, how do they come up with this shit? I was like, oh, that's, and it's not like she hits it they make it realistic because it takes her like several tries to hit it.
Yeah,
like,
it takes a long time.
Yeah. It makes sense. So again, it's not so like small percentage chance it's unrealistic because you see all the failures along with all the successes. And there's a ton of failures across the board. Yeah.
Yeah. And like by the time we get to the ending, like I was okay with the ending. Like just ended at a crossroads with another choice. That's fine. Like I don't know how you really wrap up a story like this neatly. And the last thing I want to point out that I really have not pointed out yet is the actual like sewing box that she has. That prop is really cool how that's used throughout the movie. And then finally you get the full song by the end that she's like dancing to set up her final trap in the restaurant, which was probably my favorite trap of the movie.
Yeah, like the gun conveyor belt, I'll call it, because like she gets she disarms a man and the gun travels all the way around the restaurant to somebody else's hands, which is really good. And I'm making it sound like fantastical, but it makes sense when you watch it.
Yeah, and like again, like there's not CGI blood; it's real blood used throughout the movie. So like when there is the gore, it like is quite effective in my opinion too. So like this is up there with like Yuma County from like last year of like a thriller that's like not. It's definitely horror adjacent. I feel like this is much closer to horror than Yuma County, but still like both kind of have that mean streak indie. Anything can happen with the story, so it keeps you invested throughout. Like I really didn't know where we were leading to with this. If it was going to be like a tragic ending, a dark ending, a funny ending, like like it really, I had no idea. And that I appreciate in a movie always.
Yeah, check this out. Let's go to some ratings. Why not? I don't know what you rated it, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so I really, really like this movie quite a bit. It just, it hooked me. I don't think it ever really lost me. I don't have a lot of faults I can find in the movie. I will say that, as it went on, it got a little stretched thin. Some of my like kind of issues with like, she's so good at everything else. How is she not good at this other thing? Like it, similar to probably you. I got it at a 4 though. It wasn't enough to really take much away from this. This is one of the better, I mean, Shudder just had so many good releases between last year and this year. Like The Surrender is another one that I just didn't hear mentioned. So Torn, I haven't seen it really mentioned.
No, we're probably the first. We're the first to mention it.
We discovered this Shudder release from last week. No, but like it's just not, even on my Letterboxd, only a few people have reviewed it, and it's part of why I like reviewing movies like this. Like, check this out.
Hell yeah. I'm also at a 4, and I'll say my reasoning is very similar. But also, I watched the short first, and the short, I think, is an incredible short. It's one of the best shorts I've seen. I mean, it's from 2019, but one of the best shorts I've seen this year. And I think if that short hooks you, it gets into the kind of area Aaron's talking about, where like then they kind of just like take that and run it as far as it can, and that does hurt it a little bit, but it doesn't make it a bad movie. So I'm at a 4.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. That's So Torn on Shudder. You can find it. If you made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. And by the way, we still have a Letterboxd challenge. You can check it out there. There's the QR code for it. That's basically it. Until next time, I'm JWMaher. That's Aaron Brooks. And here comes that schedule.